everyone, let's make chocolate soccer ball piñatas today. These were the highlight of our soccer-themed birthday parties last year. The kids' cheers and laughter resonated as my boys joyfully broke the piñatas and all of the kids went bananas, collecting the sweets that were hiding inside. So let's make these chocolate soccer ball piñatas. We'll start by making the chocolate shells. Melt 100 grams or a quarter of a pound of dark chocolate until it reaches 42 degrees Celsius or 107 degrees Fahrenheit. You can use the microwave to melt it 5 to 10 seconds at a time, stirring it each time. Use black oil-based food coloring to make the dark chocolate black. If you're using real chocolate, you need to temper it using cocoa butter powder. If you're using candy melts, there is no need to temper the chocolate as it's already tempered. I provided detailed instructions on how to melt and temper the chocolate in the video description. In order to make the soccer ball, I used 2 half-sphere polycarbonate chocolate molds with a soccer pattern. Mine were 14.5 centimeters or 5.7 inches in diameter. Then, using a flat paintbrush, carefully brush the black chocolate on each pentagon shape inside the hemisphere mold. Note that the chocolate should have a temperature of 29 to 31 degrees Celsius or 84 to 88 degrees Fahrenheit when you work with it. If it cools off too much, reheat it in the microwave for a few seconds again until you get it to the right temperature. Repeat the process to paint all the pentagons in the second mold as well. Place the mold in the fridge for 5 minutes so that the chocolate sets. Remove the molds from the fridge and wait a few minutes until the condensation that forms on the surface of the mold and chocolate goes away. Repeat the same steps to paint another coat of black chocolate. Also, don't forget to paint the half pentagon shapes closer to the edge of each mold. I forgot to do this for my first chocolate soccer ball piñata, but fixed my mistake for the second chocolate ball I made. Here's the look of each soccer ball, with and without the mistake. Place the molds in the fridge for 5 more minutes. Get your white chocolate ready in the meantime. Melt 450 grams or 1 pound of white chocolate using the instructions in the video description. Add a few drops of white oil-based food coloring and blue coloring just as much as you get on the tip of toothpick when you dip it in once. This will ensure your chocolate has a nice white color instead of the more yellowish hue that plain white chocolate usually has. Remove the soccer ball molds from the fridge and allow them to come to room temperature so that the condensation disappears. Work with each hemisphere mold at a time. Take one of them and pour a little more than a quarter of your melted white chocolate into it. Then, gently move it around to coat the entire surface evenly, letting the excess chocolate drip in your bowl. Turn the mold upside down over the bowl of melted chocolate to let any remaining excess chocolate drip out. Use a spatula to scrape off the excess chocolate from the top of the mold, leaving a clean edge. Place this in the fridge for 10 minutes. Then repeat the steps to coat the second hemisphere mold with white chocolate and place this in the fridge as well. Once the chocolate has set, take the molds out of the fridge and repeat the same process to coat each mold in white chocolate one more time. Place the molds in the refrigerator for 20 minutes to allow the chocolate to cool and set fully. Now let's release the chocolate shells from the soccer ball molds. The The chocolate should pull away from the mold slightly when it's ready, thanks to the slight contraction of the chocolate as it cools. You can flex the mold a bit to try to release the chocolate easier. If the chocolate shell is still stuck, you can use a gentle upward pressure to release it. Avoid using excessive force, as this can cause the shells to break. Be patient and gentle. If the shells are properly set, they should come out with ease. If the chocolate shell still appears to be stuck, you can carefully invert the polycarbonate mold. Gently tap the mold on the work surface. You can tap it all around the edges and the top surface. Once this is done, it's time to fill the chocolate soccer ball piñata with lots of candy and seal it. If you usually have warm hands, it is best to use gloves when handling the chocolate shells to ensure they don't melt when you touch them. Firstly, you need a base on which to place your chocolate soccer ball. I simply used a round cutter that I wrapped in some black stretchy ribbon. You can also make a ring out of chocolate. Heat a flat pan on the stovetop over low heat. You want it to be warm, but not scorching hot. Hold the first chocolate shell against the flat, heated surface for 2 seconds. This will create a partial melt on the flat edge of the shell. Place this on the base. Fill the chocolate shell with lots of candy. Hold the second chocolate shell against the flat, heated surface for 1 second. While the edge of the chocolate is still slightly melted, immediately press it firmly against the flat edge of the other chocolate shell, matching them together to form a complete sphere. Inspect the seam where they were joined, and if you see any excess melted chocolate, wipe it quickly with your clean finger. Make sure you position the chocolate shell properly to align the hexagons and pentagons. This is how the chocolate soccer ball piñata looks like. If you want to make a golden soccer ball like this other one, you need edible gold luster dust and a fluffy brush. Brush the gold dust on the white hexagons just like this. If you found this tutorial useful, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.